I give a lot of credit for the 42 bands I put on television for the first time, be it Iggy, be it Blondie, be it whoever. But to my real credit, only I know the 533 bands I didn't put on television. I was right about every single fucking one of them, including the Boomtown Rats. Fuck off.
Ian used to drink Carlsberg Special, and what's more, warm Carlsberg Special.
A deal was scribbled on a napkin and signed with Wilson's own blood. He would own nothing of the musicians' work, give them a 50-50 profit split and total freedom.
And that band could have been together for as long as you like. They could have been together for 4 weeks or 40 years. And if they were getting on, Martin Hannett would have them at each other's throats within 2 days.
Part of working with Martin was the fact that he made it hard to do. He was like doing a complicated puzzle. Right, what number am I thinking of now? Ah, it's a colour.
The doctor said to him, I want you to be quiet, I want you to take it easy, no late nights, no alcohol, and no drugs. And he said, what do you do, by the way? And he went, oh, I'm a librarian.
We had been warned twice. We'd been warned by the fact he took an overdose of fucking tablets, and our response was, like the line from Closer, it's a cry for help, a plea for anaesthesia. Wrong. Secondly, I'd been warned on a train to London 2 weeks earlier by Anique. I said, what do you think of the new album? She goes, I'm terrified. I said, what are you terrified of? Don't you understand? He means it. And I go, no, he doesn't mean it. It's art. And guess what? He fucking meant it.
The last vestiges of everything that was connected with Joy Division had gone.
And we're like, what? Oh, shit, what about the gigs, you know? And then Rob phones up the insurance.
Don't worry, I'll sort it out. Oh, yeah, I used to work in insurance. And he gets on the phone.
We've had all our equipment stolen. Where are you? New York. Did you have the van and arm? No. And we were like...
We weren't insured. Fuck.
It's all very well having your fun and giving catalogue numbers to stationery but what you really need to back all that up is great records. And to an extent, that was Hannett's job.
As far as I was concerned, it just had a lot to do with my budgets, you know, which suddenly vanished down a hole in the ground called Hacienda.
He felt, quite rightly, that Factory should open their own studio because they're a record company, and if they opened their own studio, within one album, you'd have paid for the studio. And he was absolutely 100% right. But we didn't open a studio, we opened a nightclub.
We've got to do a club. And the reason, as he gave it, and I'll never forget this, why they were doing this club with Tony was it'll be a really good way to get money out of Factory. How bloody wrong he was.
First year of the club, when we were losing like 50 grand a month, we were open 7 nights a week because we thought it was a public service. Oh, stupid.
Anarchy seemed to work for us. It seemed to be working. Why should we change it, you know? Why should we get an accountant in? Why should we get a lawyer in? It's working, great.
Blue Monday, the biggest selling 12-inch record of all time, 12-inch single of all time, lost money on every single copy because the sleeve was so expensive to manufacture, it lost money.
One band that was just like Culture Club, another band that was like Haircut 100, another band that was like Madness, and then us. And, you know, we was pretty shit, you know, we couldn't really play. And of course, when the votes came in, we was last. And when Tony announced it, we'd won it. So that was a great thing about Tony. It's like, fuck what they voted.
Is that true? You were last?
Yeah, absolutely true, yeah. the truth.
It was rigged.
Of course it was rigged.
What do you think about the drug ecstasy? Brilliant.
A&R people coming down from London Records and other record companies speak to us, and we, and they'd go like, okay, but the band's got no image. We need an image for the band, they're just like, they're just wearing trainers and jeans and hats and t-shirts and anoraks, and there's no image. Okay, what do you want us to be like then? Well, some hair, some wimple pickers, some tight kecks, some makeup. Right, okay, like everyone else, right.
Of course, as soon as it exploded and we made some money, then we'd have a meeting to say, at last we're making money, after many, many years of throwing money into it. And someone would go, oh, if we're making money, I'll tell you what, it's not going to last long, is it?
But obviously one has to evolve. If one was going to make something of something, one has to do these sort of things.
You're not going to believe this. The building's just come on the market. The building's come on. No, don't do. And I think we should buy the building.
Barbados, good idea. The fact I hadn't researched it and found out it was crack central was a mistake. I admit that completely.
And the guy at the clinic, who ran the clinic, just said, well, you can't stick him on a plane because if he's been doing 30 rocks a day for 6 weeks, he's going to have a heart attack because of the air pressure. And I was like, well, what he suggested was we would fly a private medical team out there, put him on monitors and everything else, and high maintenance. I said, how much is that going to cost? He went, 25,000 quid. I went, he can have the fucking heart attack.
Factory only went wrong when it came into contact with the real world. We lived in this Shangri-La of creativity, and, at a certain point at the time, they had to come down from Shangri-La and go to the bank, and when that happened, that's when it went tits up.
I could never in a million light years think of anything we ever did to make a profit. In fact, we survived so many times through so much shit that we got used to being survivors. So when we finally went bankrupt, it was a bit of a, this wasn't meant to happen. I always thought we'd survive everything. But in the end, you can't survive everything, not your own stupidity. The musicians are all tossers, every single one of them. But unfortunately, they are given this godlike gift of writing wonderful music, without which none of us would be here. So I'm willing to allow them that. But it doesn't allow them to behave like cunts.